friends, cousins, and immediate family. As you can see, the sun came out, which I'm sure my mom was up in heaven telling God that that's the way she wants it. She did not go back. Virginia Rashina, or Cesarato Rashina, was born July 26, 1931, in a small town in Vivaro, Italy, to Elena and Giuseppe Cesarato. Both had the last name Cesarato. I say this because Vivaro had a real interesting history. Vivaro was founded in the 12th century by three men, Albert, Cesar, Tomas. So the last three names stuck. And the descendants carried on from there. The Albertis, the Cesaratos, and the Tomasinis. If you ever go to Vivaro, go to the cemetery, you'll see the Cesarato name occupies at least 50% of the headstones, and that's something we're very proud of. Virginia's dad, my grandfather, passed away in 1938 when she was only 7 years old. He was in Africa serving in the military. At that time, my grandmother was pregnant with her second child, Maria. My grandmother never really worked, so that made my mom a responsible adult at 7 years old. Mom literally became a caretaker at 7. When Mom was around 12, Maria my sister was adopted by my Uncle Tony and Aunt Jeanette in Paris. Mom always felt shortchanged because now she had to become the sole caretaker of my grandmother. At 12, she moved to Milan, Italy, to be a maid and take care of children. So 12 years old, she's in Milan. She lived there till she was 16. And then she came back to Vivaro and worked at a place called Latteria. Latteria is where they make cheese. So she walked knee-high in milk, basically for 5 years. And from that day, she always told me that's why she would have bad knee problems. At a young age of 21, she became pregnant with me, and her relationship with her partner didn't work out. So back she moved to Milan, Italy, where she worked and had me. As a single parent in the 1950s, life was very difficult. Having me, she moved back to Vivaro, a single parent, limited opportunities. My great aunt, Maria Cesarato, and she was a great aunt, told her it would be best for her to move to the U.S. if I were to have any kind of opportunity. Now you talk about someone with courage. At 26 years old, she leaves Italy, not knowing the language, not knowing the culture, and has to leave me behind for my grandmother. I remember her telling me when she first came to the United States how strange things were. The word sale was all over the place, and in Italian, sale means salt. So she was like, what is the obsession with this country with their salt? Virginia always had the strongest work ethic. She came to work at Joseph and Price, where they sold collars. The typical person will sew 300 collars, or 700 actually, a day, and they got 5 cents a collar. My mom wasn't going to have anything of that. She started doing 1,200 a day, and management was upset that she was making too much money. $60 a day in 1962 was pretty good. So they asked her to be a union steward and dual responsibility. She was the perfect union steward because, as you know, she never held back. Mom always had a very competitive nature about her in everything she did, whether outdoing her co-workers at Joseph Weiss or being the best cook. I feel that trait she passed down to Mina and I, along with our ability to not hold back. Mom could also guilt you more than anyone in the world. In 1973, she called my Uncle Mario. I had just graduated from high school, and she told me he needed to hire me at Cleveland Cement. Well, Mario was not about to hire me. I didn't have any experience and probably didn't have the credentials. So he told her, I'd hire him, but he has to have a union card. Knowing full and well it would take 2 years for me to get a union card. Not to be outdone, my mom calls Frank Costa, and if you all ever knew Frank Costa, he could get things done like no one else. So he tells my mom, tell Pino to come to the construction site, $250 cash, the equivalent of $1,500 today. That day, I watched as a car pulled up, tinted windows. Frank Costa gave the envelope to someone in the car. The man in the car gave him an envelope, and I was a union member that morning. Next day, she calls Mario. Bino has a union card. When does he start? I can only imagine the look on Mario's face. In 1969, she met the love of her life, Frank Rashina. Where else but the North Italian Club? I can remember the first time I met Frank, all I could notice was his arms. He had the arms of a professional weightlifter. Mom asked me what I thought about Frank. All I could say is, did you see those arms? I'm sure she knows them as well. They used to have thumb wrestling at the North Italian Club. Frank had the biggest hands. What else would a bunch of drunk Italians do at a club but have thumb wrestling? Well, Frank kept breaking people's thumbs, so they basically told him he couldn't play anymore. I believe that if Frank would have grown up in the United States, he would have been a middle linebacker in high school and in college, just the way he was built. This brings me to my mom's second and best chapter. In 1971, she had my sister at 39 years old. After my sister was born, Mom was as happy as I'd ever seen her. I remember one day like it was nirvana for my mom. Frank and I sitting on the back porch, coming back from construction. Mina in the house, playing, 3 years old, and we had a brand new home on West 33rd. Her men, her lovely daughter, I could still see the glow in her face. Mom used to love to cook and have friends and relatives over. You never left the Rashina house hungry, and often you didn't leave sober. During St. Rocco's Festival, Frank would fire up the grill, and we'd have enough food to feed an army, and people would come over and just hang out. It was just a wonderful, wonderful time. We once needed to paint the house, so Frank got the grill going, bought a bunch of wine and a bunch of beer, and my mom invited all the relatives to the house. The house was done in 2 days, and not a dime was spent other than food and wine. In 1988, my sister met the love of her life, Joe Rolando. I say Joe had to be in love with my sister more than anyone I know, because Frank and Virginia made it very tough for her to date. She had to be home by 11. No big deal, except at the time they were engaged. Joe, you have to be one of the most patient and caring persons in the world. 5 years later, they married. Mina and Joe have 3 great sons, Gianfranco, Joey, and Jack. These were the love of my mom's life. Anytime you visit her and Frank, they would tell you about how wonderful the boys are. She could not stop talking about them. They were her and Frank's life and made them both so happy. I remember calling my mom and telling her I was getting married again. And she said, "That's nice. Let me tell you what Franco did today." Again, she loved those boys, and you boys need to know how much she loved you. She would tell me how Gianfranco would call her all the time when he was in college, and you have no idea how much that meant to her. She would tell me how Joey would pick on her about her height. She loved it. And then Jack, known as the baby, who she and Frank could not get enough of. They really loved you guys. The last few years were tough for my mom. I want to thank Andrew Castillo, Joe Castillo, Debbie and Joe Cesarato, Norma and Andy Pascal, and Anna Paula, and so many others. You know who you are. You really made her last years bearable. Thank you. She always told me how you guys visited her, called her, and it meant the world to her. Anna, Norma, Eddie, your morning calls made her day. Mina, Frank, Gianfranco, Joe, Jack, I want to thank you for all your support. She loved all of you guys. Thank you. You'll always be the most important part of Frank's life. I would be remiss if I might not thank Mom's most important friend, her daughter, Mina Rolando. You were there every day, giving her insulin, getting her medications, taking her to the hospital. You did more for her than anyone could expect. You were and are her angel. She always told me how lucky she was to have you. I know everyone in this building would agree. Our mom had 3 wonderful traits. She made you feel welcome. She made sure you didn't ever look hungry. She had more refrigerators than a restaurant. She has a work ethic that could not be matched. And she would guilt you more than any Jewish grandmother would even attempt. I know this because Mina and I were often guilted in so many ways, but we loved it. I ask each of you to remember Frank in the coming weeks and months. He misses Mom so much, and he is going to have a very difficult time not having her nag him. So if you can visit, even once a month, that would mean a lot to Mina and I. I believe the day that Rita Morel died was like she lost a sister. Rita was her sister she never had. 2 weeks to the day after Rita passed, so did my mom. I am sure the 2 of them are in heaven now, along with Patty, Michael, Mario, Nita, Uncle Bill, and Lena, and all the other great ones looking down on us and happy that we are all together at this wonderful celebration of Virginia's life and this wonderful place that we all love, St. Rocco's. We will miss you, Virginia, Nona, Mama, but your memories will live with us. You will be in our hearts forever.